Why? Why are they chopping down Cheryl? My first date! Oh, there he goes. Don't go too far.
It should be time I talk about a celebrity again. And it has been a long time. At least it felt like it. But who should I talk about this time? Should I talk about someone who is, what's the right word for it? Wonderful? Okay, well, he may be wonderful as those beautiful sunset photos I found. But the truth is, this guy was wonderful in his own name. He was an animation director. Way back in the 80s and into the 90s, he did a few stop motion shorts in the past. This guy is pretty much sadly not much known today, because, well, I'll get to that later. But you know what? I should talk about this guy. Folks, for my next review, I'm going to talk about this man, John Clark Matthews. John Clark Matthews is a stop motion animator. He does so many different variety of stuff. All shorts, and not one of them a movie. So naturally, he's just like Rankin Bass, George Pell, or even some of those stop motion shorts that you see in Chicago TV. This man does stop motion animation at his best. The characters are so believable. The movement is so believable. The voices, highly believable.
I wish I had a garden.
This guy can do such unbelievable stuff with a handful of shorts that he made throughout the 80s and the 90s.
John was not only a director, he was also a producer, a writer, a music composer, a songwriter, a production designer,
He's also a character sculptor as well.
as well as working on the lighting. This guy could do just about anything he wants to, can he?
I think it's time I get a haircut. Well, I think it's best we begin this tribute to John Clark Matthews with the, thought I heard something. Let's begin his tribute with the one character that started it all. A small little ape named George. You know him as Curious George.
Curious George. Curious George, a curious little monkey. Here, the little monkey has a little bit of shenanigans going on here. First, with the fireman. Second, he's smoking. What? A monkey that smokes cigarettes? Oh, man. That's crazy. Do you think he's gonna do what Gordy did in that show, Gordy's Home? I hope not. Ugh, no. So this cartoon is based on the first two books. The first Curious George and Curious George Goes to the Hospital. And there's no doubt about it, John Clark Matthews sure know what he did. And look at this monkey. He made George more flexible than he is crazy. Swing, you know, the monkey. Swing! Oh, I think George found an elephant. Oh, isn't he a cute little monkey? I'm starting to wonder if George looks more like a Mwah! Uncle Elephant, what are you doing in this cartoon? You're not supposed to exist till several cartoons later. What an effect! Especially for the time being. I gotta admit, the sound effect in that poor little monkey is so adorable. But he sure learned how not to smoke, knowing how deadly it is. And he threw away the pipe because he doesn't want to get a case of monkeypox. The second George short was George Goes to the Hospital. And in this short, George swallowed a piece of the puzzle and ended up in the emergency room. It was there he befriended a menagerie of kids, including a girl who was scared. But George's curiosity got the better of him. Once he took a go-kart. And when the mayor arrived, you thought he would punish George for his shenanigans. But when one kid laughs, all the kids laugh. All the adults would laugh too. Laugh, monkey, laugh.
Suddenly, everybody looked up and listened. From above came happy laughter, and there stood Betsy. Then the children joined in, and a couple of others. The mayor started laughing, and finally everybody just laughed and laughed.
So, in the meantime, I gotta give credit to Curious George. It's actually a lot of fun, these two cartoons. The stop motion is pretty superb, especially around George. The characters are so likable, the stories are so fantastic. They're fun, they're funny, they're playful. If your kids love them, please show them to them. And if you love Curious George, well, I know I have, especially since the other cartoon in the 1980s. By the way, no connection between those two. So now that we talk about our curious little monkey, let's hop on over to the next story. But first, a word to the wise about the man himself. It's me! Booed you! Anyway, here's something I just found out. He made one short and then the sequel short. Check these out.
I'm waiting.
So let's see. We have 2 Curious Georges, 2 Rotten Ralphs, 2 Froggin' Toads.
There's 2 fairy tale sing-alongs.
and 2 Morse the Moose, but 3 motorcycle mouses.
You gotta admit his stop motion shorts are not that bad. They're actually spectacular. And sometimes his animation skills can make him feel so powerful. Every animator does.
And he sure does show off his power in animation, as seen by Frog and Toad. Here is Frog and Toad Are Friends, and a sequel, Frog and Toad Together. Greedy.
Toad and Frog went for a long walk. At last they went back home to Toad's house.
That voice you hear is the author of the original book, Arnold Lobel, or Lobo. While he narrates the story, the rest of the characters has voices. Frog is voiced by Will Ryan, and Toad is voiced by Hal Smith, 2 one-of-a-kind voice actors that I grew up with. Hal Smith has a perfect Toad voice.
Oh, it was here all the time.
Will Ryan's voice I recognize.
Toad, Toad, here's your button.
You didn't think that the voice of Rabbit would voice a frog like that, would you? And with the same similar voice, too. The second short featuring Frog and Toad, however, Lobo did not do. He sadly passed away before the second short could even be made. And, well, for Matthews, he was lucky. He was lucky to work with an author like Lobel. So, yeah, kudos to you, John. Kudos.
I'm not even sure if the second short was released before or after Lobo's death, since it came out the same year he died. Believe me, I tried searching, but no recollection, no data on anything. Now, there has been several behind-the-scenes footage. Now, between Frog and Toad in 1985, there is a 10-minute behind-the-scenes of how the short was made. And yes, Matthews himself appeared in it.
My idea of the perfect puppet film is a film where the audience forgets that the actors are puppets. Everything was based on Arnold Lobel's illustrations. From these, I tried to create a real little world, one different from ours, one that a child would love to live in.
What's even more funny and amazing is that Frog and Toad are pretty much the highlight there. They're pretty much like the, what you call the, comic reliefs. Yeah, they're comic reliefs of this behind the scenes. Yeah, you gotta give them credit for that one. It's oh, they tried.
What's rotten?
All of the puppets started out as ordinary clay. Later, a resin mold was made of this clay frog. Here, my wife Nikki is pulling Frog out of his mold. He's now made out of a very flexible foam latex.
Its sequel, Frog and Toad Together, is a nice, very decent story. However, my only nitpick about it is that the voices kind of sped up a bit. Like, instead of being normal voices, they just sped the characters up. Listen.
I will go behind these rocks and put on my bathing suit.
Oh, well, I don't wear a bathing suit.
Well, I do.
I think we should stop eating. We will soon be sick.
You're right. Let us eat one last cookie, then we will stop.
That is very strange.
This is a shot from the beginning of the film where Frog runs over to Toad's house. I always animate with a ritual. First the body move, then the little leg move, then the little arm move. I always gauge the size of the move with a tongue depressor with special marks on it to keep the moves even.
Sweet little seeds, I love you so. Are you afraid of me? Why don't you grow, grow?
Toad is having way too much fun over here. Dancing in the rain, just dancing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, he's happy again. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Moving right along, we see that this video has so many different variety of chapters. The garden was the first part. The second part is cookies.
Cookie!
I actually enjoy what Frog and Toad did in the short. They tried willpower to avoid eating too much cookies. They went through so many different lengths to make sure they prevent that from happening. Even if they had to feed the rest of the birds, and not the Cookie Monster. I also enjoyed their determination to prove that they're not afraid. Only to find out that they were. Spiders dropping on you, giant snakes, live action avalanches, or even a huge bird that's trying to catch them. I also enjoy the animation in this scene here. It's actually kind of impressive. And when Frog and Toad are running back home saying,
We're not afraid!
come on, you can play something funny over this scene. I know one. Run, ribbits, run, run. Don't let the big bird have fun, fun, fun. You'll get by before you have to die. So run, ribbit, run, run. Help! Help! Miss Piggy's trying to kill us! We're escaping for our lives! Yay! I don't remember Kermit the Frog being afraid of Big Bird. The third chapter is Dragons and Giants. And the fourth and final chapter is The Dream. And in the last chapter, The Dream, Toad plays the piano. And Frog watches. In this grand stop-motion musical extravaganza that we see so many different variety of things happen.
This will give you an idea of what's involved in producing one shot.
Thus put an end to the Frog and Toad franchise.
The greatest Toad will now...
Shut up!
Here's something more surprising I found out. When I was watching some of these shorts by John Clark Matthews, I began to realize that, say, I wonder if those guys appeared in a Puppet Tune movie. You know, the one from 1987? And sure enough, look. There's Toad, and there's Frog right next to the doughboy, and there's Curious George. What are the odds of that? How amazing to see these characters of John Clark Matthews appeared in a Puppetoons movie, as their way of saying thank you to George Pal. Look at the Toad, look at the Toad, look at the Toad. How fortunate for Toad to be standing right next to Speedy Alka-Seltzer.
George made it possible for all of us to be stars.
Good to know, Speedy. That is very good to know.
George Pal, here's to you. Thanks, George.
There's actually a funny story about this scene here. When everyone was thanking George, I thought they were thanking Curious George, because I didn't know who George Pal was back then when I saw it as a kid. Well, lesson learned.
And if you're wondering, no, John Clark Matthews did not have any involvement with the Puppetoon movie.
Now, some people would say stop-motion animation could be a challenge to a lot of people. Not for John, though. He can do just about anything he wants to. If he can do a bunch of helicopters hovering over somebody's house, like it happened to me once before when Obama was in office, he can do something like that. If he can make an ancient extinct animal come back to life, say like a giant giraffe rhinoceros, for example, he could definitely do that. It's a possibility. Speaking of extinction...
After Frog and Toad is done, they now continue with another short. This short is Stanley and the Dinosaurs, released in 1990. Now here's a story that's based on Sid Huff's book, Stanley. A story about a caveman who is a lot more smarter than everybody else, and more polite. For Stanley and the dinosaurs, not to be confused with Harry and his bucket full of dinosaurs, Stanley actually thinks about the time when dinosaurs were actually alive. He was a daydreaming kid. And he thinks way back to when the dinosaurs were actually moving. And he himself was a caveman. Only to be shunned by other cavemen because he was too smart. The cavemen won't even eat the garden plants. Really? Fucking really? Don't knock it till you try it, guys. But the other cavemen rejected him because of his ideas, so he went out on an adventure of his own and built a first house out of stone, with the help of his new dinosaur friends. In the beginning and the ending, the epilogue and prologue, we see another kid named Stanley, who lives in a modern-day neighborhood. He can't help himself but to daydream about him being with dinosaurs. And it so happens on this very field trip, he went to a history museum and saw some dinosaur fossils. He fell asleep, only to have another dinosaur tell a story in his dream. A story within a story?
Nicky's puppet stalls. Aw, John, you pay a special tribute to your wife, Nikki. That's wonderful.
And boom, bada boom, it is done. So that brings an end to Stanley and the Dinosaurs. Now we can come across to Uncle Elephant, another story by Arnold Lobo. Lobo.
No, anyway, the short is around this little elephant named Arnie, who seemed to be kind of a class clown in a way. But no matter how much he tried, his jokes were terrible. And why would you tell jokes during the baseball game? That seems out of place for him. If you want to be a clown comic like Gene Kelly and Sinatra, that's fine, but don't tell it when you're about to bat. You're it's in the game.
Ernie, you're a clown!
I couldn't agree more, June Foray. The short is pretty much okay. The characters are here and there.
I'm a clown! Woo!
The songs are, you guessed it, kind of forgetful. The one song that Arnie sings about his parents when they disappeared, it almost won me over.
It isn't fair, it isn't right. Turn my happiness into night. Yikes! Now I see just how the world can be so mean. Oh, please give me one more chance.
Almost. The one song that really caught my attention was Counting to 10. And believe me, Counting to 10 was so much fun. I actually enjoyed it.
Count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're nearly up to 10. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I feel again.
Oh yeah, you can tell this is definitely a song that Will Ryan would co-wrote with Matthews. And if there's one thing I know about Will Ryan, not only he was a voice actor, he's also a songwriter too. And this song he co-wrote, this is definitely the best one he ever did. Wackaboola walla walla hoppa lappa lappa doo, wackadoola walla walla. So that's pretty much all I can say about Uncle Elephant for now. There might be something in the near future, but we'll have to see. And now that we talked about Uncle Elephant, let's talk about another character named Morris the Moose.
Oh, sorry, wrong moose. This is the one, by Bernard Herrmann.
Uh-oh.
Yep, we're venturing different books this time, and not from the same author named Arnold. I'm not saying his last name because I'm sure it's going to be confusing as it was before.
Morris Goes to School was pretty much a moose. Ugh, I can't even look at this cover. That moose is just creepy looking, especially with that smile. I remember seeing that when I was young. He still scares me. Ugh. Plus, I don't remember mooses having long tails. But anyway, Morris the Moose, that would be him right there, he goes to school. In this video, released in 1989, this cartoon was released from Churchill Films. Did John Clark Matthews have any involvement? Well, yes. He actually did have some involvement. Right here, under character sculpture, that's the only credit that he received. But wait, did he receive some credit in the beginning though, before the short begun? Let's go all the way back and find out, shall we? Here he is, a co-songwriter, along with the film star Will Ryan. And he did do the screenplay. He did do some involvement. Wow, and as director, the Internet Movie Database sure missed out on this one. Shame on you, IMDb. But now that we talked about this one, let's talk about the one I saw the most. Morris Has a Code. That's where John introduces his computer animation at its early stages.
Hear that, Moose? Says he's never been sick. Yeah, what a load of nerve. We can make anyone sick.
Just because we're small, we don't get no respect. Yeah, we're germs, and for your information, we're gonna give you pain and tender location. Gonna work hard without no vacation.
So did this begin the inspiration for Jolly Gummy Pop before it even existed?
The latter short, Morris Has a Code, is the one I recognize the most. It is that short
Yikes!
The songs are pretty forgettable here, but the animation is just superb. Great job. But also, Hal Smith, who voiced the bear, is such a recognizable bear. His voice that he had at the time sounds like a gruffy bear. No, no, no!
No, 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 Morris!
You didn't think that a guy who replaced Winnie the Pooh would also do a bear like that. In fact, if that was Winnie the Pooh, he would be, no, no, no! Oh, stuff and fluff.
And here's a fun fact about this cartoon. 3 of the stars in that short all came from An American Tail. So the voice of the raccoon was the voice of Tony. The voice of Morris was the voice of the apple salesman and Digit. And the voice of Boris the bear is the voice of Mo. Mighty Mo, I guess. Eeny, meeny, mighty Mo. Now why couldn't that be a name for that big hunk of cheese?
Just like gummy.
So now that we come across Morris and his dim-witted shenanigans, or should I say, Goofy Moose.
It's amazing to see that both Mouse Soup and Morris Has a Code came out in 1993. Well, the next two is more like series, because in the height of the popular sing-along tapes from Disney, looks like Matthews decided to make his own homemade version. He adapted the 3 Bears and the 3 Little Pigs, and released them on videotape in 1994. Goldilocks was first.
The next 2 that he did are pretty much released on video. These are sing-along tapes. Goldilocks and the 3 Bears Sing Their Little Bitty Hearts Out is one of them. The first of the 2 videos. Here, Mother Goose tells her Gosling the story about Goldilocks and the 3 Bears, a well-known fairy tale we're all familiar with.
What? You've got trouble.
I gotta give credit to the guy who voiced Papa Bear in this video. He sure sounds like a real gruffy and very angry Papa Bear. Just listen.
Oh, what? You've got trouble.
So you're the low-down rascal that's been messing with our stuff.
Man, he sure sounds gruffy, doesn't he? Listen again.
Got trouble.
So you're the low-down rascal that's been messing with our stuff.
I'm acting!
Low-down rascal that's been messing with our stuff.
Look at those eyes. So menacing, aren't they?
Got trouble!
So you're the low-down.
Sometimes the characters in the book can break the fourth wall and talk to the narrator right away. Here's an example.
From the TV and went out to play.
Hey, don't rush me. I'm still thinking about everything. I just might kick back and bum around the house, if you don't mind.
I do mind, young lady. You.
Okay, hold on a sec. If those are the words that Goldilocks was saying to Mother Goose, how come they weren't highlighted when she was talking to her? It would make sense, right? I digress. But it wasn't just Papa Bear that has those creepy-looking eyes. Goldilocks has pretty much the same thing, too.
Fast as she was able. From Papa Bear's bowl, she took a tiny taste.
Yuck, this porridge, it tastes like paste.
Ah! Look at that? Watch.
Yuck, this porridge, it tastes like paste. Tastes like paste.
That's nightmare fuel right there.
Paste, paste, paste.
Clean, clean paste.
And later on toward the video, the children often improvise how the ending should be. In this case, since there's only one Gosling in this episode, she ad-libs what happens at the end. Or sort of.
But when she heard them talking in low, grumpy tones, she got a bad, bad feeling deep in her bones. Help! Help! Help!
That's so weird, isn't it?
It's really ringing. Help, 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 help!
Yikes!
Mary singing. Help!
Jeez. That is so annoying, but yeah, she's so creepy. It's like, you know what? With the last note she's singing, it's almost like something bit her on the foot, and she's screaming like, last note, no joke. Watch. See what I mean?
Sure can sing.
Here's the Stars of the Future video. And since this pig is here, that brings an end to the bears sing their little bitty hearts out. And now we come to the three little pigs sing a jig. So in this video, it's focused on the three little pigs. Three of the most ugliest looking pigs I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Seriously, this little pig's snout is more bigger. This little piggy's eyes are more bulgier. And this little pig, what is wrong with this guy? Allergy or something? Seriously, these pigs are plumb ugly. But it's not just them, of course. The big bad wolf can also do it too.
Hey, don't listen to that guy. What she's saying is a big lie. She's just trying to make me sad. I ain't really all that bad.
Oh yeah, and I forgot the story was told in rhyme.
My belly's yelping. Guess it needs another helping.
You may notice something else too. Let's go back here, but nope. That's a funny pose. There we go. Mother Goose's children expanded a bit. So now there's lots of little children to listen to book. And one of them is Donald Duck's nephew? Out of all the songs in this particular video, They're all so bland and forgettable. But the one that kinda held out the most was this song called Hey Did.
Hey did, pig did, hip twig, hey did, pig zig, hop twig, hey did, pig gig, hip hop dig.
Hey did, hey did, hey did, hey did.
He did it! Hey did, pig gig, hip hop dig.
If you cut the opening from the rhymes,
And a fiddle, a rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Rock-a-bye, tosh-a-bye.
and go straight to the rap, I'm so on board. Go, Will Ryan, go. Ah, that's the most disturbing image to stop on. Seriously, what the fuck is up with these creepy looking faces? Okay, I'm literally editing this video, and I couldn't help myself but to laugh at this one bit. Watch. You see what I did there? The spoon tapped into the bowl. It was like a remote control kind of click. Watch again, watch. One more time. Okay, moving on. Now that's the kind of face to realize that his father was made into bacon. And sure enough, he's gonna become some too. Huh? Anyway, this tape breaks up fourth wall a whole lot more. 'Cause this time the kids help out the characters whenever they're needed.
Shit, I forgot my line. Hey, kids, what am I supposed to say to the big bad wolf?
No, by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Speak up. I can't hear you.
No, by the hair of my chinny chin chin.
Ah, yeah, that's it. No, by the hair on my chinny chin chin. Thanks, kids.
You're welcome.
Oh, I'm getting too old to huff and puff. Being the bad guy sure can be tough. Hey, there's something I've been thinking about. Could you kids please help me out? When I count to 3, blow real hard and knock this shack across the yard.
Sure, I'll do it.
Ready? 1, 2, 2.5, 3. Blow!
Yep, they even helped the wolf. What are the odds of that?
Hey, whose side are you kids on anyway?
Yep, even the kids can care less about those ugly little pigs. Yeah.
Bacon, pork chop, sausage, ham. Oh, what a hungry wolf I am.
Sad to say though, this video became the last time we hear the voice of Hal Smith. He passed away just as production was finishing up. While it is sad to hear a famous voice actor pass away so suddenly, even if he was a senior citizen at that point, his memorable voices can always live on, including this very chubby looking pig. You know, the one with the huge snout.
Hey, Lumpy, is that narrator bugging you too?
Yeah, she doesn't like my dwelling. She holds her nose like something smelling.
Yeah, just don't pay no attention to her. Maybe she'll go away. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! By the chinny chin chins! Our chinny chin chins! Our chinny chin chins!
Matthews was also a part of ABC Weekend Specials. 3 cartoons were made. One was the mouse on the motorcycle in 1986. The second was Runaway Ralph, 1988. The last one was in 1990, Ralph S. Mouse. And believe me, they all feature the same little mouse on that motorcycle. My, where does he find time to do so much of everything?
I'm just going to give the little mouse cartoon a bit of a rundown. All three of them. A quick summons, if you will. Not the whole thing. I remember seeing the first cartoon when I was a kid in school. I remember seeing the boy letting the mouse out. I remember the mouse escaping the vacuum cleaner. And I remember the mouse relatives. John Matthews was the director of the stop-motion animation. The live action was done by someone else. The shenanigans he had with the cat was kind of funny. Sometimes the cat looks realistic, other times he could be stop-motion. But the other two mouse cartoons, I sadly gotta admit, I have seen them, but I have no recollection of them. Although I did hear one of them starred Fred Savage. I think it was the third one. Yeah, the third one, where the mouse went through a noticeable change in his design. So yeah, even John Matthews likes a book by Beverly Clearling. Clearly? Beverly Clearling. Yeah, that's it. Beverly Clearly. They're fun, there are so much actions, and these three cartoons featuring that little mouse cannot be ignored. If you like it, go for it. Especially for those who are extreme in motorcycles. Just make sure you're not afraid of mice. Now I mentioned that John had did three specials for the ABC weekend specials. In this case, mostly involving the mouse. However, I forgot about this one. He also adapted Jane Yolen's book series, Commander Toad
In space!
Yeah, to be honest, I never seen this short and I never heard of it. But there are some things I do know. The book series itself parodies Star Wars and Star Trek. And to make things more hilarious, one of the stars from Star Wars, Mark Hamill, is in the short.
Dude, what in the name of sugar-frosted quartz is going on out there?
Don't thank us, Admiral. We're just doing our duty.
No, really. I'd say you were ignoring your duty, Commander. Do you realize how little time you have?
That's Mark Hamill? Holy crap!
And Star Trek star Nichelle Nichols is in there too.
This hideous abomination of disgustingness is the face of the ship herself, the SS Stella. And yes, Nichelle Nichols is the voice behind her.
Instead of wasting my time, Sugar, why don't you play a computer game and I'll rerun one of your old soggy spiels.
Spiels? What spiels?
Close enough.
Oh shit, they're puppets!
Funny it. Stall vessel, dead ahead. There's something else dead ahead, too. It looks like a Canubrian tentaclon.
That's stop motion.
The other voices are Bruce Lanoyle as Doc Peppers, James Murray as Commander Toad, Corey M. Miller as Jack, and Mary McDonald Lewis as Lieutenant Lily. So now that we're done with Commander Toad, let's now go to Mouse Soup.
Next up, it's Mouse Soup, released in 1993. And this time, however, they got something brand new and something Matthews never did before. He's got a celebrity guest star. In this case, Buddy Hackett. Yep, the voice of Scuttle the Seagull from The Little Mermaid is the voice of the main mouse.
The mouse family ate every scrap of the toad. After they did the dishes, everyone was feeling tired, so they went to bed.
Yep, Mouse Soup. Another book by Arnold Lobel. Now, this story is pretty much surprising in a way. A mouse is trying to avoid being eaten by the weasel. So he tells him 4 different stories. In this case, a story about an old lady who grew thorns to a chair. I know. The next story is about 2 talking stones who don't even notice the world around them. I know. The third story talks about singing crickets disturbing a mouse in her sleep. Yeah, Boo. I know. And as for the fourth story, that one's about a mouse and the bees. Yeah, it's pretty strange to have a menagerie of stories told in one. So the mouse and the bees. The mouse tried to get rid of the bees when the beehive fell on his head. Though he wanted to get rid of the bees so badly, he found a way to trick them. And they fled. The 2 stone story talks about these 2 old-looking stones who can't do anything much, relies on a bird and a mouse who can tell them what the world is like on the other side of the hill.
Mouse, what did you see?
Well, I saw earth and stones. I saw grass and flowers. It looks just like this side of the hill.
Oh, thank you, Mouse.
You're welcome. Bye.
The Old Woman and the Thorns. Her story is about an officer that comes by to help out. Instead of removing the thorns, he asks her to try growing them through the chair. And she did. And look how they turned out.
Thank you. Ooh, feeling good. It feels so good just to be alive. My heart is humming like a moving behind. Feeling good, whoa, yeah.
And the singing crickets? Well, they are so confused by what the lady mouse was trying to say. Only to find out that when she says go away...
Go away!
What? Go away? Why didn't you say so in the first place? Come on, vámonos, amigos. Let's go someplace else.
They actually went away. Why, it's almost like they're desperate enough to have someone listen to them sing. And they refuse to leave unless they actually hear them sing. Because beggars are like that just to get some money. Isn't it? Isn't it?
It's all I ever think about. Food, and food.
All leading up to the end where the mouse tricks the weasel into getting the exact stuff that he was hoping to get. The thorns, some stones, beehive honey, and whatever the crickets were hoping for.
And now I can finish that story.
And the mouse eventually got away. That's a quick rundown of the story. Oh, thank goodness.
It's unusual, it's forgettable, the songs are forgettable too. It's just not for me. What do you think? Next up, another movie released straight to video. This one is Pocahontas, the girl who lived in 2 worlds. Released in 1995. Wait a minute. Did this movie came out before or after the Disney version? Okay. John Matthews' Pocahontas was released on February 5th, 1995. The Disney movie was June 23rd, 1995. Now that's a first! John actually made a film before another famous company made their version of the famous princess. Coincidence? So this would be, this girl here would be Pocahontas' daughter. And she's Marichana? Is that how they pronounce her name? Hang on.
You wish to call me Aunt? Like those little black bugs that crawl on dirt? No, I mean, I wish to call you what you think is proper. You may simply call me Matachana.
Matachana. Okay. Well, Matachana over here tells Pocahontas' daughter the story about her mother, way back in the old days. Way back when.
Pocahontas means one who mostly plays.
I don't know who the cast is completely. All I know is that there's a woman named Christine Schellinger who voices Pocahontas. A young Pocahontas, that is.
Can't catch me, 'cause you lazy as a big fat flea.
We shall see. Quick, go around. We'll catch her yet. Let her get away.
Oh, brother, it looks like dark times for me.
For once you wait. Yeah.
But to my shock and surprise, upon realizing this, she was also Mama Bear. And Goldilocks and the Three Bears sing their little bitty hearts out. Wow, what are the odds of that?
I don't know much about the special per se, and it's kind of forgettable in my case. But this squirrel that you're looking at right now, its name is Nicome. Oh, so here the squirrel is Nicome, Nico for short, but Disney has a raccoon named Nico too. Wow. Not only that, but what's wrong with John Smith here? They made him a completely British idiot. I'm not joking. He's a complete idiot, of all things. Why, just listen to him when he's talking to the chief.
I'm from the world across the sea. What part? What part? Why, all of me, of course. Stop acting like a fool. I'm not acting. Do you know you are about to die? You're about to die. No, I don't know that one. But if you can hum a few bars, maybe I can fake the rest.
Idiot! Some jokes are hit and miss, but this guy is an absolute miss. John Wolfe.
But I must also say, after men get married, they usually stop their wooing and become their ordinary, pitiful selves again.
Let us swing ourselves silly, huh?
So that's the guy Pocahontas ended up marrying in the special, and not John Smith? No. I'm thinking too much about this. I'm thinking too much. I don't want to get the Disney logic in my head and not the historical logic. Wait. Historical logic is true. Disney logic is false. Okay, I prefer historical logic over the Disney logic. I don't know about this logic, though. This wedding scene where the squirrel is throwing nuts at everybody, it may be the only thing I found enjoyable enough. Because of this.
And do you, take this woman to have and to eat, in sickness and in
And the creepy eye still continues.
to have and to eat, to have and to eat, to have and to eat, to have and to eat.
See what I mean? Oh my. So yeah, it's kind of forgettable and kind of boring, but that's just me. If you like it, good for you. But Pocahontas, the girl who lived in two worlds, is just not for me.
Didn't she meet with the king and queen? Yes. When she came here to England, she was the most famous of all our people.
His last credit as director was Rotten Ralph. Rotten Ralph, I'm sadly am not aware about. I don't know anything about this. One thing I will say for sure, this character is so weird. He's red. He's wild.
He looks just like Heathcliff. More likely, his devilish side.
After the turn of the century came along, he went from stop motion to CG computers. And he went there as a lead animator for Sony Imageworks. Among the films he animated were Stuart Little, 1999, and The Polar Express, 2004. Along with the first movie, he also worked on the second Stuart Little film as character animator. Then he became the animation supervisor for Stuart Little, the TV series. but that's pretty much just for one episode. He was also a senior animator, uncreditedly, in Hollow Man. I don't care what anybody says, I love Hollow Man. Period.
Magnificent mood ring. Can't believe my girlfriend got it for me. Well, with that in mind, now that he's doing stuff in the CG world, but there's ever a point in some person's life where you feel like going nostalgic again and returning to the original roots. Well, I got curious enough, and I found him on his Facebook page. I was so fortunate to find this guy. So I quoted on his Facebook page, "Ashamed, really. You had something good with those stop-motion shorts. Matthews, with countless new books coming out every year, one of them might make a great stop-motion comeback for you." That's exactly what I told him. And not long after, he replied back. The very next day, to be exact. And he replied, and I quote, "Thank you for your concern. I am very busy with a few other projects. My stop-motion days are over. There are many challenges in my life right now that I find exciting." So sad to say, it is true. He was no longer doing stop-motion animation, moved on with his life. There's something brand spanking new. But that's his choice. He did what he had to do. And now he's finished with his old career. But I'm not upset about it. Nope, not upset. I respect people their choices. They had different things they had to do. John Clark Matthews is among them. So give me that smiling face, Banana. Keep giving me that smiling face. Smile, Banana, smile.
So yeah, he's gone on to pursue different careers afterward. Although we haven't seen or heard from him since 2004, there is something about his work I'm just drawn into. And that is a wonderful feeling.
Frog and Toad Are Friends took 1 year to make. There are 25,000 different picture frames. I don't have to do this for a living. I could starve instead. Oh.
But all is not over for John Clark Matthews. You see, he has his own YouTube channel. While a handful of his videos can be seen, he also did some other videos for the children, mostly CG nursery rhymes.
Tuffet eating her ice cream sundae. There came a spider, dropped down beside her, tried to scare her away. But little Miss Muffet stayed put on her tuffet, refused to run away.
What a twist!
The spider beside her then tried to bite her. So little Miss Muffet just finished her Sunday.
Even some home footage of stuff that he's been taking. And he even made some magnificent portraits. Those portraits you can find on his website, jcm51.com. And believe me, seeing those two websites is definitely worth it. He shot this footage on June 26, 2024, in Lake Arrowhead, California. These bears don't need to sing their little bitty hearts out. They're just wild bears being wild bears.
And that's how it is with John Clark Matthews. And believe me, he had his choice, he went with it. So that's pretty much all I can say for now. While you're on my finger, well, he's dead now. But not for John.
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. All the stop motion shorts by John Clark Matthews. If you haven't seen them yet, I strongly suggest you do. They're timeless, they're magnificent, some of the timing is really great. And the characters are so likable in so many ways. Sometimes you couldn't help but to laugh at them.
Quiet!
Other times you can't help but to admire it. In the meantime, though, what are your thoughts about this guy? Did you grow up watching some of his cartoons? You want to see more stop-motion animation like this? You may feel free to comment down below. As for me, I enjoy his stop-motion work. Some flaws, some wins, but that's John for you. He did a great job, and I'm so happy he did it.
Sunshine on my shoulder makes me happy. And I'm happy for you, John Clark Matthews. I'm so glad that you made those shorts for us. They made you happy. They made us happy. I am certainly going to enjoy Morris Has a Cold for the rest of my life. It's unusual, but it's a guilty pleasure. What can I say? I am Big Bad Ben. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And to John, I have to say this. That's all for today. I'll just have to say, toodaloo, so long, and goodbye.